This is Amy. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to paint on a larger rock. This rock is kind of neat. I think it's a neat shape. I actually bought him initially to do like a house design on him, but I'm going to go ahead and do florals for right now. One thing nice about these is that they can actually stand up. So if you wanted to put it on a shelf with the decoration that's been painted on it, use it as a paperweight, use it as a doorstop, however you want to use it, it's a great home decor piece. Or you can sit it out in your garden, however you want to do it. Anyways, I am going to be using two Amagic paintbrushes today. Once again, they're the flat brushes. So my flat brushes, I think, are my favorite to paint with. And I've got so much paint on them, it's kind of hard to see what size they are. I believe these are a 10 and a 6. And then my crusty Wistonia paintbrush, I need to get a new one. If you're interested in making any purchases of any of these supplies, look at the links down below my video. I have some affiliate links listed there, and you're welcome to purchase from there. Paints I'm using are all FolkArt paints, combination of enamels and multi-surface. I am using School Bus Yellow, Thicket, which I tend to gravitate towards because I really like it the best out of the darker greens, Forest Moss, Autumn Leaves, Berry Wine, and Wicker White. Alright, I've already cleaned off this rock, and I'm ready to start painting my just very simple design on the stone. I am going to be double loading using, I think I picked up the wrong brush, sorry about that, using the number 10 to create the floral part, and then the number 6 I will use for my leaves. Alright, so I'm just basically double loading this brush, dipping each side into the color that I'm using, which is the autumn leaf and the thicket. Doing my blending strokes to get it blended into my paintbrush. And then I'm going to do, put that aside, I'm going to do two of the flowers. Now, since this is not a perfectly smooth surface, I'm going to have to paint into these grooves. So it's a little more challenging, but I am going to master it, I promise. So I'm using the lighter of the colors. I'm going to do two of these and then one that has the autumn leaves on the outer edges. Again, I'm just trying to get it to more of a pointed petal here. Again, as much as I can. I really want it to be more of a white on the exterior if possible. So that's why I'm kind of going over it, putting more white in it, and then coming back down. Alright, let's keep going here. Doing my next petal. Again, then I can come around to the edge here because you'll see it a little bit. And I'm just going to freely paint this on here. Not what I would typically do on a flat surface, but this isn't a flat surface, so again, you have to compromise just depending on what your surface challenges might be. And this one is definitely more challenging because of it being so rigid. I just want to get more white out here. Put some more dark in the center if possible. And just have fun with it. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? Definitely doesn't have to be perfect, not looking for that. I'm looking just for more of a looser kind of painting with the flat brush. And on something like this too, definitely feel free to go over it again in order to get the colors the way you want them to be laid on your flower. Here we go. I'm going to try to keep it off the bottom because I might be sitting it on the bottom here soon. I just like to have a little bit darker in the center there. And just come around, just kind of playing with it a little bit. And I want these petals, I want to say leaves, but these petals to have more of a point to them instead of a rounded look. Okay. My channel is for very simple painting. It's mainly to encourage people to be creative. Use that as a good way to wind down, maybe help with anxiety. I mean, drawing can do that too. Art is known for that. I didn't know that when I was younger about art therapy. I have learned that more as I've gotten older. But it's a great way to help with stress. And again, this is just more loose. Meant to be easy. If you can do some basic petal shapes, you can do this style of painting. Alright, I'm going to go over here, attempt to start another one. They don't all have to be the same size either. But I'm going to do another one over here. Try to get the petals to be a little bit longer. But I do just want to make sure they have the little pointed tip to them. I'm trying to get it to be a nice coverage, nice edge. A little challenging, but it's okay. Definitely alright. I like it. Alright. And then, like I said, my center one, because I'm going to do 3, is going to have, I'm going to put a petal that comes up towards the top here. And that's okay. And you can kind of draw it out with your brush if you want to first. Get too much paint on your brush, just wipe it off with a paper towel. Straighten that up a little bit. And just come back. I just want to make sure I get all the little crooks and crannies here filled in. Because as you can see, it's just very rough. And that's, like I said, that's alright. Perfectly fine. Just want it to look nice. That's the end goal here, is to have a nice coverage and have it look nice. Alright, now I'm going to turn it. Try not to get my fingers on it. But if you're familiar with my channel, you know that that's a big task for me to try to keep from sticking my fingers in the paint. Now I'm trying to do these as 5 petal I think that one I did 6, didn't I? I can do 5 or 6. And they don't all have to have the same amount of petals either. I'm really kind of not trying to do like a specific, it's kind of like a lily, but I'm not really trying to do a specific flower, so I don't have to worry about it meeting certain requirements, if that makes sense. I'll say, how did I get an extra petal in there? Thought I had 5. But apparently not. So I have 4, so I'm going to go ahead and do 2 more so I can try not to get it on the bottom there. I don't want it on the bottom. Let's put some more white in here. Okay. Okay, tip that and come back this way. I'm going to put a little bit more orange in the middle, or the forest, or autumn leaves forest. I don't know why I said that. Then we'll put one more on here. I can go off to the side here, it's fine because it's not the bottom. So I'm okay with that. So doing a lot of concentration here, sorry. I'll just come over here a little bit. Make it a little bit thicker. And again, you can do this with a, like as a base coat, and then throw in some more painting on top once this dries. So you can get the desired coverage you want. Got a little bit of fuzz right here. I don't really want that in there. Alright, so you have it like that. That's what we have so far. And then I'm going to lay out a little bit more white. And we'll go ahead and do the autumn leaf part. If you have any questions, comments, please leave those down below. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit this, give me a big thumbs up if you like this video. If you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button underneath, as well as the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I post something new. I do a lot of painting on glass bottles, and stones. Those are the main things. Just so that you're aware of what type of videos to expect. And on occasion I throw some other ones in there, like painting on candles, that kind of thing. It's just not all the, kind of very similar but not all the same. See, when you do so many videos, it's kind of hard to come up with new ideas. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. That would be awesome. I'm going to turn this. It's one thing nice about doing a project on an item that you can actually turn and do the design work by turning the item and not having to, like if you're working on a stationary item like a wall or something, you know, you obviously just have to create as you go on that. You can't turn it. And with something like this, you can turn it, which makes it easier to create. Here we go. Gonna once again try to keep from touching. Apparently I must have touched something. Got paint on my finger because I have 3 of the 4 done, and I don't really want to go too far over the ledge here because I want to be able to sit it there. When I did this on paper, it actually shows up better. As far as how you can actually do, with this being so rough as far as the edges go, it's hard, you know, to get the look like you do on paper. Again, you can do 5 or 6 petals. Alright, so here we have all 3 in a cluster. What I'm going to do is take my fine liner brush, I'm going to stick it into my thicket, and then I'm going to come through here and then put my little stamens in the center here. Again, it's a little bit more difficult because this is so rough. So I'm just going to have to go over it and make sure I get it nice and neat. This one kind of double lined here. Fill in a little bit. Now if you wanted to, you could just do, like if you have a size of stone like this, just do 1, but I wanted to do a cluster. I just like having them on top of each other. For one thing, not only does it put a thicker coat, but it kind of gives you a little bit more of the look of, you know, if you have an actual floral arrangement. Let me go ahead and do 1 more in here. Since we have 6 petals, I'm going to do 6 of these for each. And you can just do, this is why I love this liner brush. It's so easy to create with it. Just really, okay, what I have 4 more. Yeah, it's still wet, so if you wanted to do this, hit it with a heat gun or go ahead and just give it some basic drying time, you could do that. I don't mind, you know, if it's still wet. That's really, doesn't bother me. The only thing is you might pull in some color from, you know, the wetness, which you already painted, but that's okay. So I have, what, 4? Do a couple more. Let's do one up here. Actually, you need to get more of these brushes. I love them. Okay. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is take my brush and stick it into the berry wine. I'm going to come back through and just do a real quick little swoop. That's one thing about this stone. Not crazy about is I wish it was flatter. And the next time I go pick stones, I am going to concentrate on that. Because like I said, originally I was going to do a house design. And I've done one, but I've never actually completed it. just not my thing. I really like my flowers. Like I said on this, I'm getting a little wetness here, pulling in some of the color below. So if you don't like that, then just go ahead, give it some drying time. I do have the paint on pretty thick, which gives it good coverage. So even if you do it with a hairdryer or heat gun, it may not completely, well, it won't completely dry with one of those. It just helps maybe give the surface a little drying time, and then you can do some painting on top of that, which makes it a little bit easier, but I'm good. Alright, so then the next thing I'm going to do is do my number 6 flat brush. I put it into the forest moss. I'm going to put it into some white, just kind of do it together like that, and then I'm just going to put in some fun, quick little leaves to add to, and that's gone on to the bottom here. I don't really want that to be down on the bottom. And add some more white to it. You can do the little stems with some darker green, or you can, of course, pull in some orange, which I seem to do. I did want to do. And we'll do some up here. Now you can make these just short little leaves, or if you wanted to, if you had the space, you can make them longer. I just don't have a whole lot of space here, so they're pretty short. Just put some white in here. However you want to do it. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of room, so you just have to do with what you have. Just kind of to put some other little colors in here with it. It's easy. Like I said, this design could be done with just maybe even one big flower on it. However you wanted to do it. I just like to give you some starting points. And then if you find that you like to add to it, be my guest, do. By all means. You don't have to stick with what I'm doing, or you can make adjustments to make it your own. We're almost done. This is just a quick and easy one to do. Very quick and easy. I'm just taking a quick little pulls. And you can come up in here if you want. Anyways, we're going to stop at this. I think it's fine. Just be a cute little thing to add to a shelf. Cute, unique gift idea, especially with the holidays coming up. If you like this video, again, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. New to my channel, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And before you leave, if you would take some time to share this video with your family and friends on your social network, I would greatly appreciate it. Easy, just hit that share button underneath the video and away you go. Alright, I again appreciate your time. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and until the next time, you have a good one.